So in today's video, I want to go through one of the biggest tools or levers that we have as ecom brand founders, entrepreneurs, and how we can use it to maximize our sales and scale profitably and sustainably over a long period of time. So I want to go through exactly what this is and exactly how you can do it for your ecom brand. So my name's Will De Bruin. If you don't know me, I co-founded an e-commerce business in 2013 with my brother. We left our corporate jobs and started a cold pressed juice cleansing company from the kitchen bench in Melbourne, Australia. And that business has since gone on to do multiple 7 figures per year. And I've also helped over a couple of hundred people with their e-commerce business scale to record revenue months as well, up to their first 10K, all the way up to 100K per month as well. The thing that I'm talking about today is the emphasis on trusting our brand, trusting us as people, and trusting that the product that people are buying is actually going to deliver on its promise. Because in a world where skepticism is really high, where trust is really low, we need to be able to separate ourselves from everybody else and make people believe in us. So when it comes to selling our products, there's a really simple thing I like to keep in mind. People will buy from brands, they'll buy products from people or brands that they know, they like, and of course they trust, right? They know, they like, and they trust the brand enough to then go and exchange their money for the goods that you are selling. So in today's market, no matter how big or small you are, and you see this right on the top end of industry as well, people are always trying to earn trust. And so we as smaller entrepreneurs, if you're doing anywhere between less than 10K per month, even in the multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, that's still considered quite a small business. We need to continually be earning people's trust with our products, with our experience. So then when we get the opportunity to serve these people with our products and service, that we do deliver on what we said we would. And I guess just kind of breaking this down, I was speaking with a client yesterday about this actually. You know, whilst we truly know and believe that we are genuine people, genuine business, genuine human beings, it's just unfortunate the 0.1% of people in our industry, or in any industry really, but in our industry particularly, are dishonest, and people have had bad experiences before. You know, you see people get scammed all the time. Like people run fake Facebook ads to drop shipping sites and then the product never arrives. So people have had those experiences, or they definitely know that it's like of someone that's had that experience. So we have to just understand as business owners that it's nothing against us personally or our business per se. They don't not like us for a certain reason. It's just basically precedented by bad experiences. So we have to take that frame of mind, not take that for granted, that we always have to earn trust before we can assume that a customer's going to buy from us. Now with that frame of mind, that then sets us up to put ourselves in their position. Maybe you actually have been in their position where you've been looking at a product or a brand before and you're just like, oh, this website looks a bit funny, or these socials look a bit funny, or these people have no reviews, that's a bit strange, right? The more that we can actually put ourselves in the mind of the customer, the more effective we can be with everything that we need to do for our business. And I find that quite ironic a lot of the time with when dealing with customers and talking to ecom brands on a daily basis, is they make assumptions that they are special or unique in the marketplace. They don't need to build people's trust. They don't need to earn their trust. When it's just quite the opposite, because when the shoe is on the other foot, when they are the customer or potential customer, they're asking these things, they're questioning these things, and they're the hardest people in the world to sell, right? So just if you can change your mindset, change your perspective on what people want to know based on your experience and how you feel as a customer, that will completely open up another opportunity for you to do more, do better, and earn people's sales. So what are some things that we can do? Think about it like this. So we've just worked through this with some clients as well, all right? Think about your assets for a start, okay? How we present ourselves. When we've got our e-commerce business, we've got our assets, which are basically our website and our social platforms, any physical asset that people can arrive at and suss us out, okay? And then we've got actually our marketing material. And that is where obviously we get people into our funnel, we re-engage people with our retargeting, etc. But anything that is online, posted online, has to breed an awe of know, liking, and trusting. So the first thing with our assets, and I'll specifically talk about our website, is it has to have all the trust elements we can possibly have there. It's got to have the reviews, we'll go into that in a second, but it's got to have your phone number. Like, it's amazing how many people just don't have contact details. So phone number, if possible, at the top. When we started Karmic, Sam and I, we had our phone number on our website and we got an amazing amount of calls, right? Even if it's just a mobile number, you transition to a 1-300 or 1-800 number, or another number when you want to. That's quite easy. But we just had our mobile number there, and we used to get people calling us saying, hey, just want to make sure this is Karmic, just want to make sure that you guys are legitimate. legitimate. And we kind of laughed at it, but like, jokingly, but the more it happened, the more we're like, oh, right, these people who are seeing us online just don't know, like, and trust us yet, and they're calling us. It's a good thing that they were calling us so they could have a conversation with us. What happened? We took the call, we were able to recommend a product for them, and we were able to sell them on the phone. So that's a really great benefit. But the fact that the phone number was right there on the top of their website made people feel comfortable that they could call if they wanted to, or that they basically did call and that we got sales at the time. All right. The second thing is obviously your email address. Have it really accessible, whether it's at the top, whether it's at the bottom, just have it not hidden and in big letters. And it's like all about inquiries. If you got any questions, obviously drop us a line, drop us an email, right? Also have your physical address where possible as well. In our experience, even with a couple of hundred people going through the program, even if you have your legitimate registered address, connected to your company, your business, it's such a low likelihood that someone's going to rock up on your doorstep or something like that. So don't obviously fake addresses. PO boxes and all that sort of thing are good as well. But just to know that you're registered, even your ABN, for example, people can then go and look that up if they're savvy enough and they want to have a look at it anyway. But just have all your details up to date on site and have it really obvious from a customer service perspective. Obviously, what I'm talking about here from a legitimacy and trust perspective as well. And then when we get down into the weeds of like converting people, right? So they know you, they're there, they like you, they see what you do, and they're starting to trust you. We want to also adopt a mindset of risk reversal. I trust you. I'm pretty sure I can get what I want from you, but something's got to get me over the line, right? I want to know that I can get my money back. I want to know that it's fast delivery. I want to know that I can pay with Afterpay, for example. So the more risk reversal, payment gateways, onus on the actual business or the company that you can provide, the better, right? If you have a satisfaction guarantee or a money back guarantee or a lifetime guarantee, you got to really push that as hard as you can, because that's what's going to separate us from everyone else. We know that we are different, hopefully, from other companies that how we position ourselves, but the person sitting on the other end probably comparing you to a lot of different businesses or companies selling similar things in their mind anyway. So we need to continue, even when we've built their know, like, and trust elements, we need to get them over the line with even more trust, even more risk reversal. Now, even having like a strong guarantee or offer, increases sales massively in our experience, and the risk or the actual practical aspect of people wanting their money back is so slim in proportion to how many more sales you actually made. So think about it and work with it, and don't be afraid to offer crazy guarantees. Trust me, it's a massive enhancer of sales, and I've seen it with several clients in our community where they offer like a risk-free money-back guarantee, basically whenever you want. Send back the bottles if it's skincare or hair care or anything like that empty, and we'll give you a full refund. Rarely happens, like once a year happens, right? And you're happy to keep that customer happy because that was your guarantee. Okay, so don't be afraid to offer those risk reversal guarantees. Really crucial in building that trust and getting people over the line to convert. Another thing too, this is point number 2, is reviews. All right, again, us as customers have such high expectations. Yep, I'm gonna buy that product, but I wanna see 1,000 reviews. Yeah, I wanna go to that restaurant or that cafe, but I wanna see 1,000 reviews. I wanna see all the images. I wanna, we put so much pressure on other businesses to provide reviews and validation for us to spend our money with them that we ironically neglect our own business. This is something we harp on a lot in our Ecom Blueprint community is reviews. There's byproducts, you can use it in content. It's great from the customer's perspective, spending more than 5 minutes, writing a review on you, for example, law of attraction type stuff. But from a trust building, seeing hundreds of reviews if possible, thousands of reviews if possible, is undeniable. You look at Amazon, you look at other products, which one are you going to buy from? The one with 5,000 reviews, 4.5 star average, or the one with less than 10 that are probably from family and friends? Let's be honest here, guys, right? That's how we start, and that's okay, right? But we want to consciously and actively be getting more and more and more reviews from obviously customers. So prioritizing reviews, faster you get to 50 and 100, and then they'll start to roll on from there, the better. Prioritize the reviews, see it from the prospective customer's perspective, and basically harness those reviews so you can throw it into, like I said, social content, emails, all sorts of other things, retargeting ads, etc. And a third massive thing you can do for knowing, liking, trusting. This is great, obviously for knowing, obviously for liking as well, and the trust was spoken about, but it is our social platform. So another asset, I mentioned the website. Obviously our socials are the same thing with our assets. Okay, so with our social platform, this is why it's part of our marketing triangle. So when we talk about our marketing triangle inside the Ecom Blueprint community, we talk about everything to do with driving traffic. Okay, it's to do with paid, organic, and our database, right? Those three things intertwine. So our organic is obviously our content, our influencers, a few other things, but I'm talking about social content here. Now, this is where showing your face, having that personal side of it, the personal branding side, pays huge dividends because they're seeing a physical person, they're seeing a physical face. They can probably look you up on Facebook, Instagram personally and see your family or your dog or whatever, right? It's that face-to-face in a digital aspect that builds trust, definitely builds knowing and liking, but trust. So when people are hesitant to get on camera, I get it for sure. You know, I'm self-conscious, I'm still self-conscious, but here I am because I know that you sitting on the other end, if you've been through a few of my videos or you've seen me talk about certain things or you've seen my results, hopefully you know, like me and trusting me, right? Because you're seeing a face, you're seeing a physical person behind the screen. So this is where you as an entrepreneur, an e-com entrepreneur, can really get one up on your competition, but it really creates undeniable trust, right? Yes, people can say things, but if you're consistently showing up every single day on your socials, if you're consistently putting yourself out there, people will repeatedly see you and that builds affinity to you, okay? So I want to really encourage you, if you don't have a social strategy, we all should have a social strategy, but putting your face, showing your expertise, just sharing general tips, sharing anything that you can to add value to your market or your customers is going to provide value and of course provide that level of trust as well. And obviously not just the socials here, so you can do this within your emails. You know, sign it off. We used to sign off our emails, you know, Best Health, Sam and Will De Bruin. I'll be really honest here. Initially we wanted to be viewed as a high-flying company and like there's no people behind the brand, it's just the company, but that didn't work as well as being the personal side. People enjoyed interacting with real people. That built the trust. They knew us and they liked us, but that built real trust. So don't be afraid to be perceived as that smaller brand because people enjoy that. Even if they say they don't want that, they do want that. Everyone wants the VIP treatment, right? Everyone wants to know the owner. So just think about that and just be humble, be yourself, and you'll get way better results than trying to perceive yourself as this ridiculously big company when you're not. That time will come. So that's what I want to go through in terms of building trust to make more sales. This is something that's really understated, not even talked about enough in my opinion, but something that comes up all the time in our paid community. So I wanted to share it with my community, obviously on this channel. So look, I hope that was valuable. If you want to know a little bit more about how we help e-commerce brands, there's a link below. You can click on that. You can just go down the rabbit hole and see what we do for brands and how we've helped. And you know, we've been doing it for a few years now. So you can check out that link below if you want to. If you enjoyed this video, if you got value from it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'm producing a lot of these videos now and I want to continue providing value to the e-com community because I know there's a lot of fluff out there, there's a lot of gurus out there. I just want to provide genuine value. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to drop a comment below. I'll produce some content just for you, just on that topic. Other than that, I really appreciate you being here. Really genuinely thank you for being a part of my community, my world, and I look forward to providing more value to you in the future. So other than that, have a great day. I'll see you soon. Cheers.